My name is Kiran Grewal and I predominantly work in the field of human rights. I have a background in law and I worked as a lawyer and then moved into the academy to look at human rights not just from a practitioner point of view but also from the point of view of a theorist. And one of the things that makes the Institute for Social Justice such a great place for me to be is because I have access to incredible theorists who push me to think about some of the lived experience and the practical work that I've done in particular places, most recently South Asia, to think about it theoretically and to think about what contribution I might make more broadly to understanding human rights as a potential way of achieving greater social justice. I think one of the most difficult challenges, but also the most important things that we're trying to grapple with, I'm personally trying to grapple with in my work and we as the Institute for Social Justice, is how do we keep attention on the complexity of issues and think about them in nuanced, theoretically sophisticated ways at the same time as actually trying to respond to something practically, to actually make some sort of contribution to effectively changing the world that we live in for the better. I've just recently completed a book called The Socio-Political Practice of Human Rights, where I really try and bring together the kind of theoretical reflections on human rights, on the extent to which we can talk about such a thing as universal human rights, the extent to which it's actually a way of achieving social justice, and then actually taking those theoretical debates to particular places and at particular times. So looking at what does it mean, for example, in Sri Lanka right now to be talking about human rights. What actually does it contribute to achieving greater social justice for all of the different types of groups that have been excluded, marginalised, oppressed in that particular place at this particular moment? It's exhilarating. It's a roller coaster of emotions. Certainly when I was working on my book, I had moments where I thought, I just have something I want to scream from the rooftops, and other times you really doubt the extent to which, when you deal with really intractable problems like mass violence or atrocity, that actually you have those moments where you're not so confident, where you're actually thinking that the huge scope of the problem can be intimidating. And that's where I think having an institutional environment, a set of people around you with whom you can talk, makes a huge difference. As a researcher and someone who sees myself as an activist of sorts, being able to actually have a community around me who are similarly concerned with the real life situations that we're talking about and have a kind of ethical commitment to bringing about change, but also who can push me intellectually in the ways that I'm thinking about these problems.